Hi, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. Welcome to my YouTube or my Facebook Live. It happens to be Monday, and this is where I usually do like a fancy fold card, or I might do a 3D project. So in any event, if this is one of your first times joining me, welcome. And if you have been joining me all the way along, I truly appreciate all your support. Make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel that's just down below, and that you've given StreamYard permission so that I know who I'm speaking to. I have to apologize. I didn't realize that I had jumped on a couple of minutes early, but in any event, I wanted to show you a really fun uh, card. It's one that is it's a fun fold, or it's actually a fancy fold, but it's really simple to do. And I wanted to show off the Fancy Flora. So let me just jump on down to my desktop here. This is the beautiful Fancy Flora Suite. I know I've shown cards before, but you can't show this one enough. It's just beautiful. And I think the thing that really steals the show here is the designer series paper. It almost gives you a Monet sort of type feel to it. Oh my goodness. We have somebody from Salzburg in Austria. I was in Salzburg back in November. So what a beautiful, beautiful city. Just, we really, really loved it. We wish we had spent more time there, but we had to rush back to Vienna. In any event, let's get back to Fancy Flora. I'm sorry I got really waylaid there. In any event, this is beautiful. We're going to use quite a bit of the different stuff that goes along with it. Like I say, the designer series paper, I think, steals the show. That, and also this two-step stamp, the two-tone flora. It has the dies that cut this out, plus this other fantastic background die. And then, of course, this is like a mega suite. So it has two bundles in it. So this one has all these beautiful sayings, fantastic sayings on there. And the die that cut those out. And I love anything that has any kind of a label die on there. So we're going to play around with those ones today. I have those kind of all sort of set up. And like I say, I've done a card like this before, but not on a particular series. So this is the card. Well, I'm not going to show the card because I'm actually putting it on my Instagram on Friday, I'm not sure. And we're not allowed to show anything that we've done at that point. Now check out this designer series paper. This is I'm using two pieces from this designer series paper. I'm using that, and I'm also using, and I hate to use this, but this one happens to be one of my favorites, but I really do like this one as well. So I've only used a small portion of this one. This is 6x6 paper, so I have to strategically work my paper, is basically what I try to do with it. All right, so I have a piece of cardstock. Let me just move this off to the side. And this cardstock happens to be 5.5 by 11. And then I've gone in and I've scored this ahead of times, but I've got this scored at 4 inches. I've got it scored at 5 3/4 inches, 7.5 inches, and 9 1/4 inches. And then when you turn this around, it's going to go like this. Now, it does happen to be a tiny bit smaller than what a normal card that you would do, but you could turn around and put this onto another card base. But honestly, I think it's a big enough card that it'll work okay with it. In any event, I have some petal pink, which happens to be 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and that's going to go right on this part here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put that right on there. Just working in another spot here on my table, and lift my glue over there. I should have glue on every corner of my table. That's what I should do. So I'm just going to go and put this on here. Just like that. And it's just going to go on there. And then I have these other pieces of designer series paper. So these pieces happen to be 1.5 by 5.25. And I wanted it to kind of go in the right way. So I had this, let's see, and I should have numbered them is what I should have done. I think this is the first one. This is the second, and this is the third. Now, I was going to switch this up, but I think this is going to go right about here. So let's go ahead and put that on. I mean, you could use any of these size. What it looks like is it looks like oil paint, and they've taken a palette knife and just blotched it on the other side there. But this is Orchid Oasis that I used. You could also use Starry Sky with this because it would look just amazing. Now I could put this one there. This one's going to go there. But then I thought maybe what I could do is I could do a different color on the inside there. And I think that's actually the way I'm going to do it. So what I might do is turn around and just pull this one over here. And then I can use this one in another spot. Like I say, this paper really does steal the show here. So this blog, this will be going live, and all the measurements will be put on my blog, and it's going live on a week Wednesday. I think that's the 15th is what I'm thinking. Yes. Oh, what a beautiful town. And of course we this is Salzburg. We also, of course, had to do the Sound of Music tour. And it really is kind of amazing when you see that. And the fact that it was so long ago that they did that film, and yet it still has the magic of it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. Awesome. So now I also have a piece that happens to be 3 inches by 6 inches. Now, the neat thing about this was when I went and I cut this, this is the other side of the 5.5 by 11. So this makes it, this is 3 inches. So that's the 8.5. So it got to the point I didn't really waste too much space. So I've scored it at the 3 inches on the long side. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that on there. Now I'm going to show you how this is going to go. This is going to go in, and it's going to go like this on the front of the card. So it's actually going to go in on this part here. And when it opens up, it'll open up this way. So that's how that part's going. And then this part here, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to, I'm going to leave that for the time being. These pieces happen to be 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I'm not sure if maybe what I might even do is put this piece on here. So it kind of corresponds all together. So we'll just see how that's going to work. And then this piece is going to go on here, and that's what I could put my sentiment on, but I won't know where to put that until after I've gotten this part decorated. All right, so let's bring in the stamp sets. The colors that I thought would go really good with this, and because these are photopolymer stamp sets, I'm going to use my paper piercing mat. And the colors I am using are Orchid Oasis. I'm using Blushing Bride. I know it sounds strange, and then I'm also using Petal Pink as well. So on this one, and I'm going to tell you how I went about, and it's really quite easy to line these flowers up. Now I just have to find my other flower. All right, so I think this goes with that. Now what I've done is I've marked this just with a ballpoint pen. You could do this with it's just a ballpoint pen, and I've lined it up so that it matches up with this part here. So now when I go to stamp this, it's going to be fairly easy. So I'm just going to go and always stamp with your darker color first. So I'm just going in with my Orchid Oasis. I'm just seeing if there's, hello everyone. Yes. Yeah, Salzburg, beautiful, beautiful. Like I say, I cannot get over what a beautiful city that is. And honestly, I have to tell you, it had the best food too. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this one off, and then I'm just lining that up. And see, that's where this line up was with that. Just like that. And then, of course, we're going to have to keep these clean. Now, it's funny because on my Stampin' Scrub, one thing to really watch is when you do that is also make sure that you, when you clean this, is clean off the dry part as well. I could not believe how dirty mine was this morning when I went and I cleaned it. Just going to leave that off to the one side. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to do my petal pink one. Yeah, first of all, I'm going to use, let's see, this will be Blushing Bride. Like I say, you do the dark color first. And then I've got this one that's going to line up. And this is down at the bottom again. And I'm going to use my petal pink. Like I say, by doing it that way, you're going to get it really even. But see how well that kind of goes together. So I'm also going to come in, and I think I'll use this one with the Orchid Oasis. And I'm just going to come and do the other side. Stamp that off and just put that in. Now, I didn't double check to see that I put that down at the bottom, but I'm pretty sure I did. There we go. So that's kind of giving a bit of a different color on there as well. Trying to think what other colors I have in here. I think I'm going to have another a little one. And let's see. This one's going to be, we'll do this one in Blushing Bride. And then we'll come in with this one with the, oops, I don't think that's the flower, but it might be. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. And then I am using the Soft Succulent. And did I put that back? I did. And I'm just going to stamp some of these leaves on here. Remember, Soft Succulent is one of those in colors that's probably going to retire. If you want it, I strongly suggest that you get it before they officially announce that it's going. There's always that mad rush. And remember, if you do need re-inkers, buy your re-inkers. Because honestly, you're going to want to make sure that you have that. Now, I've gone ahead to save time. I've gone ahead and I've already cut mine out. So I have those already cut out. And let's go and see how we're going to decorate this front piece here. So again, like I say, I have the Orchid Oasis one and this one. This one was done with Calypso Coral and the Petal Pink, and I don't like that one as well. I'm just going to kind of put it up like so. And then we can put that on. Okay, so I'm just going to glue and do some dimensionals. Now, whoops. We want to, I'd really like to get a couple of these blue ones on here. I'm going to use dimensionals on there. What have I got here? Good morning. Dolores. It came a A hobby demonstrator. Well, congratulations. You know, Dolores, welcome to our community. The community of Stampin' Up is amazing. Yes, I hope you've got a really good team leader that's going to help you with an awful lot of things. But it's great to be a hobby demonstrator and get your discount. There is nothing wrong, and really, seriously, that would be, it's so neat as part of the community. Now, I just had those. I want this one for another one, and I think I might even just going to go and put this on here. And I think I'm going to come and just put this underneath here so that it's kind of there. We'll put that on there as well. And you're probably wondering now why it took you so long to say to be a hobby demonstrator, right? So we're just going to put this on here. You know, and I'm not going to put any, well, I am. I think I am anyways. I'm going to see if whether or not this is going to actually work for something. I'm going to come in with my other leaf here. Well, let's see how that is for now. Now this is going to go onto here, onto that. Just like this. You know, I don't think any of those designer series paper you could use for this. Now, I'm wondering if I should go with this color on the inside. I'll show you how this is going to go. It's going to go like that and like that. So when it opens up, it's going to be like there. Or should I just do that with the white and put the saying on there? You know what? I'm going to see if this is going to work. There's one saying that I have wanted to use for so long, and I think it's such a great saying, and it's the one that says, I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. I think that one's a really good one to do. Now, this one happens to be on a rubber stamp, so I'm going to take this paper piercing mat away. Find if you use a paper piercing mat with a rubber or a cling mount stamp, that what happens is sometimes when there's halos, you can get it on there. So let's check to make sure that it's straight. Yeah, pretty good. So now I'm just going to line up my grid paper. Put that right about there. Just like that. So that can go right there. It could go right there. And then this piece, okay, that's how we're going to do it. So funny how I can't ever make up my mind how I want to do this. Now, the key with this is that what we're going to do is we're going to put this, oh, I got some glue on there. Just come in with my glue thing, eraser. And we're just going to put that right about there. So I'm going to come in and put some glue there and some glue there. And we're going to put it on together so that we get it in the right spot. So when I put this down, we're going to just, whoops, put it in like so. So we've got it even. And we're just going to hold that down just for a bit. Now I still have the choice if I want. I could turn around and I could still put this part here. I think I'll put it here. And then what I could do then is I have this piece here and I'm going to put that right on there. I got glue all over my fingers. So this is just going to go like this. Stick this little leaf down. No, we'll leave that for now. All right, so this is just going to go on there. And these were 3 pieces of 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So just a fine little border on there. Like I said, it's going to go like that. Now, where this is going to go, I'm going to show you how I'm doing this. I am going, and I'm going to put glue on here, because I want this to be in that exact spot. And now I'm just going to come and lay that down over top. And when this closes, what's going to happen is that's all going to be hidden. And then what goes along in this suite are these are called the iridescent pastel gems. So of course I'm going to use that. I'm wondering if I should put those leaves there. Don't know yet. All right, so what I wanted to do was, I thought what might even be good on this is, I know I put it right here, this is Pale Papaya, the open weave ribbon. Like I say, this is one of the in colors that's going to be retiring, is this Pale Papaya. So I could do that and change it to the petal pink, but it's close enough that it's not going to, because I've done it with the Blushing Bride, it's going to work okay with this as a color. Let's just put that bow on. Whoops. Yeah, I love this sentiment. This sentiment is probably my favorite sentiment out of all of them. Thank you. I'm usually always late getting a card to my cousin, so let's go ahead and put that right on there. And I'm going to put that on with glue dots. You know what? I'm almost wondering if maybe I should have colored it. Let me go in and let's just color it with the petal pink, the dark petal pink, and see if that's going to make a bit of a difference. Like I say, remember that this is retiring. So anything that has these colors in there is going to be retiring. Plus also any of your gems that are all the different colors. Re-inkers is so important. Re-inkers and stamp pads and paper are the first ones to go all the time. There, that's a bit better. Yeah, it just gives it that petal pink. Plus also it kind of makes the ribbon a little bit easier to work with while it's still a bit wet. There we go. And you know what? I'm just going to come in and put a tiny bit more on that side there. There we go. So like I say, this is a blog post that's going to be going live next week, Wednesday. And this is from our Creativity Abounds team. So that's just, we're going to just put that right on there. Excuse me. So which one do we want? We want this one or this one? This gives more to the petal pink, so I think I'll use that one. And in with my glue dots. What are we saying? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Like I say, make sure if you like this, make sure that you do share my video. That's one of the best forms of compliment that you can make. I've had some people that are even sharing it onto Pinterest, which I just love. Excuse me. Now I'm going to come in with those gems because they go with the dies. I happen to have a part package here. But check this paper out. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's so pretty. So I have those to go on there. I still got that leaf. I've got to decide if I want to use that leaf or not. Got a real tickle in my throat. So we definitely want to put this up here. Let me see. I'm going to use one of the bigger ones. Let's put that about there. And you know what? I can do two of the little ones on the bottom here. Well, thanks, Pam. Really do appreciate that. There. Now, another thing that we can do that is amazing here is to put some Wink of Stella. And I hope I've got enough in this one. We could just put some Wink of Stella right onto these flowers. This one sounds like it's empty. There we go. And you can't really see it online that much, but I'm just doing it where the dark ends, the dark pieces are. All right, so there is the fancy. It's a W, it's a V, W, like a V, W card, but it really is kind of pretty. Now we could have done some embossing on there. That might have been quite nice to go on there as well, because it's covered, but I think it turned out quite well. I really do like how it did. Not, thank you. In any event, okay, so what's going on? Let's see. I got to hold this down here. So tomorrow, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's my Technique Tuesday at 4:30 Pacific time. And that's when I'll show you a technique or one that you know about and you've seen, and I just have a different take on it. And then again on Wednesday is my mystery challenge. So I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget for the mystery and the sketch challenge that you don't forget to enter your name on my Facebook group, and that's down below, just down below here. And by doing that, if your name is drawn, if you live in Canada, I'll give away a product. And if you live outside of Canada, I can give away a tutorial, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, this is a neat fun folder. It's kind of, it uses up a full sheet of paper, but you know what? That's okay, because sometimes those people are very, very special. In any event, you guys have a great day. Don't forget, give me the thumbs up, share my video. And if by any chance you do live in Canada and do not have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Bye for now.